Hello there, wonderful world of YouTube. It is your girl SwimmstaGal coming at you guys with a new video. So this is kind of like a little sub category to I guess a series I already have, which is my ink diary series. This is gonna be kind of like my ink of the month. And what I mean by ink of the month is I do have the Hobonichi 5-year, and at first I kind of just wrote in it with whatever like fountain pen or like whatever pen I had available to use. But then in March, I really just enjoyed assigning like a color to it and writing through the whole month with that color. So that's where the ink of the month, quote unquote, kind of comes through. This month, I don't know why I associate May with like yellow, like, or bright orangey tones. But I was like, okay, let's go for either a yellow or an orangey tone. And I was really debating using one of Ferris Wheel Press's inks, but it was like a really deep orange that I kind of associate a little bit more with the fall. So I was like, you know what? Let's pop out this one. So this is, let me go ahead and zoom you guys in some more. This is Freshly Squeezed Sunshine by Ferris Wheel Press. I did purchase this ink on my own. They tend to run really good sales, and you get really good rewards points that you can kind of redeem for, like, I guess you can say like cash to shop on their website. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stock up on some of the inks. I'm not sure if this one has been discontinued. If it has, I won't have a link down below, but if it's available, it will be linked down below for you guys. Yeah, I found this one when I was looking for buttered popcorn, but buttered popcorn, never was able to find it, unfortunately. But this one is a very, very lovely, like very bright yellow. It goes down like a almost kind of like a highlighter yellow, and it dries down beautifully. So we're gonna go ahead and swap on over to here. Same setup as usual. We're gonna have the ink bottle here. I'll include a link to the stamp down below as well. And then we have the Leuchtturm paper set up and my Archer and Olive paper set up. And this is Tomoe River paper. This is the 52 GSM. Unfortunately, this particular notebook isn't available on Amazon. I haven't been able to find it. So I've been linking down below like a Stology notebook that has like very similar a very similar feel when you're writing on it. It just the grid is a little bit lighter. It's not as easy to see. So we're gonna go ahead and take this one out of the packaging. If you do use code J8//swim, you do get 15% off your order on the Ferris Wheel Press website. I do get a small commission. Quick disclaimer there, but it doesn't cost you guys anything extra, and it does help support the channel and my fountain pen and ink addiction. But yeah, this is what the bottle looks like. I really love the packaging. Ferris Wheel Press was kind of one of my first quote unquote splurge purchases when I started fountain pens, because I kept seeing a lot of people post about them, and they have such beautiful shimmer inks that I just was suckered in by the shimmer inks. Alright, so we're gonna get a healthy dose right here. We're gonna boom, 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 boom. Now, I love this one. I absolutely do. Like, it's not, I'm not gonna lie, when it goes down on the paper, sometimes it's a little hard to like read it because it's so bright. Like when it's going down, like as you can see, like right here, like it's really bright. Really, really bright. It's kind of like a, definitely what I would kind of consider like a sun yellow. But the dry down of this one is quite beautiful. Like, you get some nice shading that I don't really see in a lot of other like inks that are like this kind of like shade. Granted, I don't own a lot of bright yellows. Maybe I need to expand my collection on that bit, but this one just dries beautifully. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys out just a little bit so we can kind of get the little glass here, and then I'm gonna let it dry down on camera. It'll be sped up for you guys, so it might not look like a lot is happening, and then we'll go into the writing sample. So these are pretty much dry. We're still kind of waiting for this area right here. As you can see, it still has a little bit of shine. We're going to go ahead and start on the writing sample, and then we're going to let it finish drying off. So the pen I inked with this one was the Twisby Transparent Yellow. It's like a beautiful match. And the nib on this one is a bold. I was like, where's my blotter paper? Where's my blotter paper? But I can't find my blotter paper. So I'm just going to use what we have on hand so I don't put my hand on top of the ink. And I'm always trying to do my best to get you guys in there. Alright, let me see. And this is what I mean, like on camera it's a little bit easier to kind of read the writing. In person it's a little bit more difficult to see, but it is like such a lovely color. Let me go ahead and do that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys out. As you guys can see, there was no transfer on the back of it, so these are dry, the bottom samples. But let's give this its chance to dry, and then I'll be back. Alright, and it looks like everything is pretty much done drying. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up a little bit higher. Let me get some more light up in this so you guys can really see the shading. So you guys can see that the color definitely has a richer base once the drying is complete. As you guys can see in this sample right here, you get more of that shading that I was talking about earlier. And over here, you can see a little bit of that in the outline, which is very noticeable, like in this, in the Tomoe River paper and the Leuchtturm paper as well. So once this dries, it's actually very readable in my humble opinion. It is a very lovely like yellow with like a, what I would say, like a little sprinkle of orange in it. It is just a color that is so lively, it kind of makes me just happy looking at it. So I thought it was like a really nice color for me, and I'm really happy with my choice. I really would recommend this one. I do recommend using like a bolder nib to write with it, because like I did say, going down initially it's really hard to read it, but once it's dry you can really read it very well. My favorite, I would probably have to say the Leuchtturm. I know I'm gonna start sounding like a broken record with the Leuchtturm, right? I just think that the cream base of the paper really helps the saturation of the, like, I guess like the hint of orange kind of pull through a little bit more. I would say second is actually going to be the Archer and Olive. This ink actually went down very smooth. I was kind of questioning a little bit because I didn't note it when it was wet, but there was kind of some like little bits, like kind of like what you would consider like pigment spots, where I thought the paper kind of was peeling up a little bit, but no. It was just maybe the way I swatched it, because the paper itself is very smooth. The color went down nice and even, and you can really see the yellow on this one. Like the yellow just really pops against the paper. And the Tomoe River paper, you really do get the best of both worlds, because you get the shading, which is a lot more evident like here, and in the pocket you have there of ink. So as you guys can see, like each of them have a little bit of shading, but it's more obvious on the Tomoe River paper as well as on the Leuchtturm paper. Kind of hides out a little bit on the Archer and Olive paper, but like I said, you do get a nice even colorway here. So that's kind of what you want. It's more of a even toned ink. The Archer and Olive is going to be the way to go for you. But look at these two. They're so lovely. Like these are 1, 2, and for the, I think this is the first time. This is like number 3, just because like I said, this one has such a nice even base all around. You don't get a lot of the shading on the Archer and Olive though, so I will say that. The shading is, like I said before, mostly evident on the Tomoe River paper. And I just really like the way the saturation like kind of pulls through on the cream color paper of the Leuchtturm. And you still get that shading. So as you're writing, you're going to get that variation in color from the shading. Kind of like what you see here. And this is what I would say was more accurate when you're writing, is you'll get like the yellow in the middle, and then you'll kind of have like that little bit of a orange outline. Like, it's more evident in person that some of these letters do have like the orange outline than it is a little bit on camera. It's not really catching it as well as it did with this particular sample. But overall, 10 out of 10 for my selection this month. I'm really happy with the choice I went with. And other than that, thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to comment and like if you're enjoying watching this video. Let me know what ink you guys would like to know or would like to see next. And if I have it in my collection, I'll make sure that I post it soon for you guys. Other than that, bye!